Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. This is episode 300. My name is Noel Ruiz, designer here at Adafruit, and join me every week is a party parrot. Now, Pedro with the Blinker shirt.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit. That's right, 300 of these. Holy crap.
Yeah, this is the show we design. What do? We combine 3D printing and electronics to make inspirational projects. After 300 times, you're gonna remember the thing. Hello, everybody. We're hanging out in the chat room. Discord is where we're at. If you want to hit it up, go to discord.gg/Adafruit.
We're also hanging out in all of the other chats. We are chilling in the Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, LinkedIn.
300
everywhere.
different places. How fun.
Thank you all for the adulations here.
Yeah,
shout outs
so
to Roll Off, Jonathan, Joshua, Bob, got Canty hanging out, Mr. Certainly in the Discord. Thank y'all for joining us every single morning, 300 episodes. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
It's been a ride.
A nice long playlist.
So
we're shout out to Lamar and Phil for letting us do the show.
This was actually PT's idea. For
sure.
the longest time, it was just the projects, and then he was like, all right, it's time for live 3 different projects. So we figured we'd turn it into just a overview of what this week's projects were. There's for Ultimaker, and he's still there. So
shout out to Matt for starting it up.
And thing up. I think it was like the 3rd or 4th live show at Adafruit about 7 years ago. So yeah, lots of changes from like doing community news to all the updates. Now just focusing on the project, since a lot of the YouTube channels out there really just focus on repairing printers. We like to focus on actually making something with it.
Right, we're not selling printers anymore. We used to sell printers and
sell
lots
filaments, and we used to do like, you know, unboxing and testing out and experimenting.
We'll still do that, but with cameras and other things.
Yeah, I remember when it was Ninja Flex had just came out. We were just playing with it, and PT was like, oh no, let's start doing projects with that, experiment with it, and we started stocking it.
Oh yeah.
And then same thing with the printers and like the
stocked
flexible
many printers,
bed
many
plates.
accessories and peripherals for printers, bed plates, as you said, filaments. We still have a couple of the bed plates, like the Z things, Print and Z. So yeah, we'll take a look at all that, but as far as a retrospective, it's been a lot of fun. It's been fun and challenging and all at the same time.
Yeah, getting all these updates with Wirecast is never fun, so we always got to stay on top of the curve for that.
Sure.
Changing from Google Hangouts, the death of that, over to using just Wirecast to stream everywhere.
Now we use Restream
with Restream,
broadcast everywhere. But yeah, our camera gear is changed a little bit here and there, but it's still the same USB webcams.
Well, since it's 3D printing, just talk about all the different printers we went through. We still have
my goodness,
if you want to look at a list, we have a GitHub that has every single printing profile.
I haven't.
When that used to be a thing, when you have to set up all your printing profiles, that was one of the focuses as well.
For sure.
And now all the defaults are pretty good.
Right. Yeah, and filaments no longer $50 a spool. It still is, but you can get it down.
You can get it for like $20. So. Before that, all the, there wasn't a lot of 3D printing channels, but now there's such a variety.
There's a good amount of time-lapse stuff too. A lot of folks are using Timelapse rigs. It's really fun.
So we can just focus on just projects, which is one of the main things that drives Adafruit. So
for sure.
Very happy we could focus on just that. But lots of thanks to the entire community. When we first started out, I think we were the only hashtag for 3D printing. So
there's a time when you could go on Instagram and search for 3D printing, and all you would see is your own stuff. You'd be like, wow, that's neat. But boy, has times changed. So here we are.
Yeah, 7 years later, almost 8 now. Holy crap.
Funny. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking fine.
If you want to take a look at some of the old episodes, do a little Russian roulette, go through the playlist and just pick one of those. You can see.
Who looks older?
I think we were a little bit bigger
in
the
wider
face.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump into this 300th episode.
Right, let's do the housekeeping stuff. So we got deals. Go to adafruit.com/free and you can find all the new things that are added, just more stemma boards.
One of the things that hasn't changed, just modified a little bit for the pandemic era.
Maybe we'll have coupon codes On Tuesdays, not us. You'll have to go with John for the coupon codes.
Check out John to have those automatically applied.
That's right.
Coupon codes every week.
Oh, it's like 50% off stuff. It's bananas. Well, any matter, we'll get to that. But for now, these are the standard things that happen all the time, not on special days or anything. All the days, you can, what is it, $99 or more, you get the free PermaProto. For orders that are $149 or more, you get the PermaProto Plus a Stemma QT board, a big pile of them. We get one of them, and we make sure that you don't get repeats. For orders that are 200 or more, you get the Stemma, you get the PermaProto, you also get free UPS ground shipping for US continental only. And for $299 or more, you get all that, plus CircuitPython Express. Yeah, I wonder if we'll ever change that to something else. That'd be interesting. I wonder what product would replace the
it's probably a QT Py. It used
to
be the Trinket.
I really like the CircuitPython. It's got all the bells and the whistles to allow you to ring bells and make whistles. Is that all right? I'm working on it. All right, well, let's keep moving on. Newsletters. Once a week, Adafruit does a newsletter. It's focused on products. They call it the new newsletter. Check it out, adafruit.com/newsletter.
Along with a ton of other newsletters.
adafruitdaily.com. Standalone website. It's not tied to your account, so if you want to subscribe, you got to do it manually because we're not hardware, 3D printing, biohacking, make our business, and more. All right.
Thank you all for subscribing. I think we're like the 4th highest newsletter on that, so thank you all.
Yep. I also got the jobs board. It hasn't gone anywhere. Jobs.adafruit.com. Post up your maker skills, your resume, and if you're an employer looking for employees, you can post your jobs. It's all free to do so. It's on the Adafruit site, jobs.adafruit.com. Okie dokie. Just a reminder, November 3rd. It's an important date.
It is your birthday.
No, it's sure, but more importantly, it's
always on election day.
So we got our mail-in ballots and we're ready to send them off. So just a
I'm
reminder.
going to have to drive 40 minutes to go drop all those ballots off because I don't trust things will get there.
Right.
Dropping it right off at the supervisor of elections.
Goodness. All right.
Down over there in Winter Haven.
All right. That's the price we pay. All right. So vote November 3rd. I think there's some dates and stuff that.
Vote right now.
Yeah. All right. Stemma, celebrating 50 Stemma boards.
Over 50.
There's over 50 now. We need a new banner. There's like 60 or something. Okay, cool. CircuitPython meetings happen every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, unless there's a U.S. holiday this week. You can tune into it. It's posted up on the YouTube playlist. You can check that out. It happens in the Discord CircuitPython chat room. Again, every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Check it out. Great opportunity for folks around the community to come together, share your projects, get project helps, and ask for project helps and things. Hey, check it out.
Chatting ideas, code help, all the help.
Yeah, what's being worked on and what should we work on, that sort of stuff. Excellent. There's Sonic in the background running. Well, let's look at the chat room, see if anybody's hanging out. We're all good. Just a bunch of links. Yay. Thanks, Mr. Certainly Bruce, posting up all those links that we were talking about. All right, do you guys want to see some Lego stuff?
Yeah,
some
let's go ahead and
QT.
take a look at this week's project. It is a continuation of all of the marketing efforts for this awesome new little platform.
This is after the main project. So this is a little kit, a little Lego kit. I don't know how we're gonna. Should we do it like this? Should probably try to orient it a little bit different, the camera-wise. So this is our little Lego store set. Shout out to Kirby. Did he send this to us?
Yeah, he sent this over. This happens, I think, when there is a new Lego store opening. They have these kits, so they're kind of special to get whenever you can get your hands on one, along with the store opening.
It's a pretty simple build, but it really worked well for this project. We haven't really done that. Let's add some LEDs. The NeoPix LEDs to light up our little set, right?
One of the closest things we did was having some light up LED Lego bricks. That was, I think, the last one a couple years ago, but one that has not been set up with a board inside and having strips attached. We thought it was an awesome opportunity to do that with the QT Py since it's so nice and cute and small.
Yeah.
I think it was Brian who had the idea of going ahead and updating that so it's compatible with all of these Stemma Lego mounts. He wanted to make sure that everything could be on a base plate. So here it is. Nice little tiny little Lego mount for the QT Py.
Yeah, this is great. There's no mounting holes on our QT Py board, so these edges up here have these tiny little clips that will grasp onto the edge of the PCB, and it's
We'll look at the
it's
CAD file
tiny.
so you can see. Because I am surprised that with all the force that I've been putting on these for a couple of videos, they have not broke. They've maintained on there. It's because
there's solid perimeters. There's no infill because it's a solid perimeter. So it's just it's so thin, but it's strong because it's just the perimeter.
It's also feature compatible. So once you apply a SPI memory on here, it will have spacing for that. I have a photo of that on the Learn Guide. You can see what that looks like. Put it up against it. It's got like a 0.6 millimeter clearance on there, so you can attach any of the wires that you would like on the bottom as well. You still have the clearance for that.
Right.
One of the questions that I think was Alvaro who came up with this on one of the past shows was like, oh, the QT Py doesn't have any mounting holes. How are we going to tackle that?
Yeah.
And it was by sandwiching it between the walls and having enough tolerances in there so it grabs onto it along with the clips.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it prints in like what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
It's about 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
These are printed in two different sections, so they're sliced right in the middle right there, so you don't have to use any support material and have those perfect little tubes.
This is great because if you don't want to do Lego, you don't need to print that piece. That's great. Just print it out and then just stick it wherever you want. So that's a really nice way to do it.
That's a way to make sure that there isn't any connections being touched on the bottom of the QT Py there.
Sweet. So you got that going on, and the next thing was like, well, what are we doing with it? Like, let's come up with a good demo. The best demo we can find. Let's wire up a NeoPixel strip.
Yeah, we keep showing these little Lego builds, but haven't actually put it inside of a building, and that's what we wanted to demonstrate here. So this attaches to the back here. I just did a little couple of modifications. It's one of those bricks where it has, it's like a, I don't know what these are called, but it has one, like studs on up and down here. And it breaks out to have these little side studs on there, so you can attach
Was it a special
sign.
It's kind of a special brick, or
these come
a standard brick, but
it's a standard.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's not a special brick. It comes with kits.
It comes with a bunch of kits. Yeah,
it's one way to get studs like on these flush surfaces.
Get it on the sides.
Yeah,
they come in several different sizes and shapes, and I think you can go on Lego.com and actually grab some of these individual pieces.
Okay. And then you have a hole for the wire to come through, I think, behind here than the USB-C connector.
Yeah, so you can kind of see where that is routed.
That into that. That's great.
And the cool thing,
we've used to the JST-PH connectors. They're so much bigger than these Pico Molex connectors.
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure that everything didn't look so gigantic next to the QT Py, so we used all of the smallest components that we could get. I know, that adapter is like bigger than the QT Py.
Right.
But just for size comparison, just showing like one of these little LiPo batteries.
Yeah, those are your JST-PH.
So this is a 2-pin, and you can see that the 3-pin is as big as the 2-pin.
Yep.
So definitely recommend using these. They're not silicone, but they are pretty flexible for the wiring there. So they should be able to fit into a large variety of little crevices to snake through.
Yeah. Let's talk about
using the
Lego. I mean, the NeoPixel. These are called ultra skinny NeoPixels.
Yeah. So we didn't stop with using small components for the for the lights. So we wanted to use
the theme here is the smallest, ultra smallest we could go.
All of the components had to be small, so they match up scale-wise to the QT Py. So yeah, you are. These are the 1515 ultra skinny NeoPixels. So they're the same ones that are actually on the QT Py.
That's right.
They're super tiny. The strip is so small that the connections is a little scary when you're soldering them because the power sits right on top of the data pin for that. So you have to take some caution when soldering these up, but definitely worth it. They're so small that you can see it's like about half brick size.
I think these are the only strips, maybe not, but they have adhesive on the back, so it's super easy to stick it to any surface here.
Yeah.
Any dry surface, right?
Mm-hmm. So, I don't think it'll stick to silicone, but yeah, I think that's the only thing.
Probably not silicone.
So all of the Lego pieces should.
So that was great. It was a great pick because again, they're small, and they have that sticky backing, so easy enough to put them wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But this drop ceiling worked out well. It's a part of the set anyway, so what a good spot to put it on. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is this battery housing. It's kind of like a big AC unit on top of your Lego store. It's where the battery is stored, which makes sense. Maybe in the future we'll have solar roofs and we'll have batteries on our roofs.
Power everything that way.
Won't have a dead roof anymore.
And one of the other things too are the DIY cables. So these are nice little flat ribbon cables that you can, definitely stick into anything.
Yeah.
And then along with that is the DIY USB-C adapter cable here. Since all the boards go, I'm getting a bunch of these so you can make your own sizes. We have a bunch of different lengths. I think this is the 50 millimeter one. Mm-hmm. We have 100, we have 200. So we have very short ones and very long ones too.
For sure.
And these are super easy to hook up. These little guys, these little tabs, grab it up. Oh, yeah. These little tabs hold on to the ribbon cable and allow you to adjust these. And these even work with the HDMI cables. Pretty surprising too. So all of the connections all line up for that.
Yeah.
And then what else?
If you wanted, just as a tip, I guess, of course there's extra power and ground rails on the bottom of the board. So if you wanted to wire this to a battery, you could do that too, I think. Like one of the LiPo batteries.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't hold me on that. I don't know if there's a 3-volt regulator.
Can't you just post up a whole learn guide on all the QTPy stuff, like all the pinouts?
Let's take a look at it real quick then.
So you can check out on how to hook all of the different components up. The board definition and the downloads was added by Melissa, I think, 2 days ago as well. So you can get CircuitPython loaded up on there if you ordered one of the earlier boards.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty sure they'll be like that stock. You can see here at learn.adafruit.com we have all of the learn guides that just went up this week, including the QTPy one.
Yeah, there's some notes here about using the 5-volt pin as voltage input, but you're just going to have like some sort of diode. All the details are there, okay. Yeah. And then I guess that's all the power pins.
I remember her talking about that on the Lady Adas as well.
Yeah, see that 5-volt and ground? Those are extra pins there. So if you did have something you needed to power, you could use this bottom. Like if you didn't want to use the USB-C connector for power. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So tons of options, 11 GPIO pins. I think they're all capacitive touch as well. And you can attach that SPI flash, which I did to all of these.
Oh, you did it? Sweet.
Yeah, all of these have the SPI flash on there.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about the SPI flash in just a minute. Do you want to go to Learn Guide next? Let's try to stay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the Learn Guide.
All right, cool. So there's the demo. We talked all the little bits about it, so let's go to Learn Guide. I had it open. There it is. All right, so here's the QT Py Lego Learn Guide. Just talks about what we just talked about. Here are the things. There's the ultra skinny NeoPixel strip. How many are on there? I don't know, a good amount.
It tells you.
Yeah, it tells you. The right angle connector, these are those cables. We also have a 4-pin cable. You can get that one too if you wanted to do a
couple different size ones or pin configurations.
Mm-hmm. And here's the QT Py. It's in stock right now. Whoa, check it out, it's in stock.
Yeah, everybody's been signing up for this cute little board. Definitely pick one up before they run out. I'm sure that'll happen midday or by the end of the show. You definitely want to pick those up.
All right, I want to click on this thing here. But yeah, take a look at the CAD. It has a 1-to-1 scale of the 3D components on there. So you have the chip, the connector, the reset button, and all the little caps and resistors that are on there. Also, I put the SPI chip on the back too. So you have the SPI chip on the back for your CADing purposes. But yeah, it's fully parametric. It uses the parametric timeline as well. All the sketches are fully editable. You can get a step file. You can get whatever format you like.
In addition to that, you can update the studs. So if you just want one stud or if you want a different orientation of, for like a custom Lego build or something like that, you can get those updated. It's all just a pattern inside of the timeline that you can edit.
Yeah, you're gonna get the USB-C connector with all those pins there. Brilliant.
And then you can take a look at how the little tabs on the side hold in the QT Py.
There they are. Tabby tabs
tiny.
with little chamfers there so that they perma no supports. And you could tweak it around if you want to round off some of these edges and things. You can totally do that. Elevate it more. Give it more mounting points. Like if you wanted to expand this out and have mounting holes on that, that would be a nice thing too. So definitely going to be using this, this sketches and this. But you can grab it now from Pedro's project and it'll come with it. But I normally, because I forgot. Our Wi-Fi is going, it's fine, never mind. Mixing the parts, again, there's two pieces. You got the mount and then you got the Lego bottom base, so you don't need supports. You just glue them if you have it. And be careful with super glue with your fingers. That's about it, really quick.
Getting it installed into the little Lego.
Yeah.
Nice little simple build there. All right, so one of the other cool things you can do is you can upgrade the QT Py that comes stock. You can add more memory, because right out of the box, it is a little bit limited in terms of how many libraries you can put in there. There's a space constraint.
That's right. Yeah, all they could fit on there was actually the NeoPixel library. I couldn't fit anything else.
You couldn't fit any of the fancy animations that were on there, so we will start doing that right after the show. To show some chase animations or something like that. A little bit more flair to the inside of the store.
All right, so let's say you got your you got your flash chip and you soldered it on the back, but it's not quite working. Why isn't it showing? It doesn't work out of the box. You need to install CircuitPython with support for the memory, and that's this guy, the QT Py Haxpress. That's right, you heard it here first. This is the QT Py Haxpress. Once you add your SPI flash chip on the bottom, it is no longer a QT Py, it is a QT Py Haxpress. And this is where you get the UF2 download to install CircuitPython with support for the SPI chip. So you go to circuitpython.org, click on downloads, and just search for QT Py, and then the QT Py Haxpress is right next to the non-Haxpress. So click on that, download the latest beta. It's beta 2 right now, CircuitPython 6, beta 2. You can choose your language, Pirate, English, why not, and then download the UF2. Then on the board, you double tap the reset button to put it in the bootloader mode, and then you can drag and drop the UF2 file onto the USB drive, and it'll boot up and give you like 16 megs or whatever option you chose. Is this 16 megs? Because like on my Mac OS Finder, it says 16 megs.
Maybe
so
it's
it just doesn't know.
I'm pretty sure it's just a 2.
I think so. It doesn't know. It thinks there's 16 megabytes, but whatever. It's an emulated thing anyway. It's Haxpress. Yeah, it says I have 2. Oh no, it says it's 2 megabytes available. All right. It did at first. So that's cool. So what I have here is, can we take it out? Actually, you can kind of see it there. There's the flash chip with plenty of room for wires, and good job on that. Let's see if I can focus that. Nope, it won't ever focus. And this can pop off too if you want. So this is running the OLED display. This is all CircuitPython. It's the monochrome 0.1 inch OLED display. It's really, really teeny tiny. I'm gonna need you to hold this so I can do some like focusing. This is awful. Welcome to the show. Turn off autofocus because it doesn't know what to do. How's that? Is that better? Yep. There you go. So I put this together right before the show. I went to the Learn Guide for this product, the OLED, grabbed the files, and it worked right away. It was awesome. I updated the code so it says, hello QT Py. There you go. Did that fit in the snap? I hope it did. So yeah, really simple, no soldering here. Well, I mean, you soldered the SPI chip, but after that, you can just plug and play sensors like this OLED display, which is a nice one. Great for projects when you want to display something. So let's see, what else? You download that, yeah. Okay, go back to the website. This is the Learn Guide for all of the OLEDs. Some have the stemma. Actually, I think all of them now have stemma. So there's different sizes, but they all use the same driver. This is the demo code. I literally copied and pasted it. I just said copy and threw it in there. It tells you which libraries you need. You just need the SSD 1306, Adafruit's display text, which is a part of the display I/O library. And I think those are the only ones. But yeah, it's just some quick demo code to use display text library to display text and get some graphics like this. The outline here is actually a part of the display IO library, so you can make custom graphics. And just a note, you could also animate bitmaps on this, which is what Liz did for our MIDI Melody Maker project. So you can have link an animations and make a game out of this if you wanted to with CircuitPython. And it would just run off of this guy, which is really nice. So there is that piece of it. And while we're talking about QT Py, huge shout out to TodBot for this QT Py tricks. He posted this on GitHub, and I want to share it with you. So it's just like a quick, nice demo time here for displaying text, like I just did. Really, really simple code to do it. Here's how to kind of get Disco Party and the display NeoPixel. Really, really simple code. Same thing with output farty noises to the DAC.
So cool.
That's a great demo too. CapSense touch the colors built in LED, so you can change the colors by touching some of these wires here. Great gifts, by the way, too, Todd. And this is a really fun one. Rotary encoder to the built-in LED, so he's changing the LED color with that rotary input. These are really great demos, so check them out. Again, the link is github.com/TodBot. Follow him.
Follow him all over the place, too.
Yeah.
You always post really good examples of some nice little tricks like that.
For sure. Yeah, I think I want to try this one out. This one's really
so
nice.
cool. And these are all using the stock
Yeah,
QT Py, so you don't need this
You're
SPI
right.
flash
Thank
on
you,
there.
you said that. So there's a little link here. It says, note, when copying files to QTPy or Trinket M0 and you're on a Mac, be sure to use this method. What happens with the Mac is it will add extra DS store files, which is just metadata for icons, labels, all that sort of fluff. Unfortunately, that's just how Finder works by default. So with this trick, it'll let you probably do it through terminal or some other means so that it is not copying all those extra DS files on your Mac.
Something
if you're on a Windows, I don't know.
Might be okay.
I think you might be okay.
But it's definitely a problem that's taken some time for Dan and Scott to figure out. And,
but there are ways, there are tricks to do it.
Yeah, it's like chasing or what is it, the whack-a-mole sense. There's always going to be updates to macOS, and they'll always change the way things work. So definitely, hopefully, stay around.
Yeah.
Trick for copying those over without that DS data.
I'm going to paste this link in the...
I should rename it to BS data.
BS data, BS_data instead of DS. I think it's DS store. DS store. So yeah, there's TodBot's link. All right. What other QT Py cookiness do we got cooking up? Here's those cables, the Pico cables.
Definitely recommend picking these up. It'll make wiring the NeoPixels a lot more easier, or whatever components you want to hook up that is not Stemma.
Yeah, I would have loved to use this in my LED hourglass build because I was just on the cusp of it not fitting through the hole. Excellent. And there's more down here if you want more Picos. There's a 2-pin as well. So far, the only Pico blade connectors we have is like on the boards that use the little speaker input. We tend to use Pico blade connectors for our audio inputs.
That's right,
That's pretty much where I know it's like the Hallowing has
yes,
it.
The Hallowing.
Maybe the Pi Gamer, Pi Badge, one of those has it too.
That's a good idea. Yanni on the Discord is saying that the wires should be Lego-fied as well. Ah, brilliant. Have like these little.
Oh, I see what you mean. Little clips for wires.
Yeah, like the
sure.
like the hands on the minifigs.
And help you kind of hold it in
attach
place.
those. It's a good idea.
That's a cool idea. Yeah, I can see it now. It's just like a grid of lines that have studs. Great idea.
Super cool.
All right.
So there's a bunch of code that gets you started with there, and
yeah, for sure. You got your QT Py. What do you do with it? You go to the tricks site.
I think Yanni also posted making like a lightsaber or something with the QT Py.
Something small and tiny.
Small and tiny.
Yeah, all their Trinket projects. Gonna pull them out again. Maybe do a D20, talking D20.
Yeah, that's if you've been watching the 3D Hangouts for a while, that seems to be the theme. Redoing all the projects, different ways, different boards, new chips.
They just get not easier, but they do kind of get easier. But we put our efforts in something else, whether making it more detailed, more design, or the assembly is more, I don't know, thought out. Depends what it is. I don't know. All right.
And if you want to pick up a QTPy, go ahead and do it right now before we're all out.
They're in stock still, right? Yeah, they're in stock. 5 per customer. Huh. That's nice. It used to be 2 per customer. Go ahead and pick up 5. Thank you so much. Excellent. Yeah, and obviously we're doing more projects with it. So there you go.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this week's What Are We Prototyping?
Sure, we got a couple of them. I don't know which one to pull out first. I got a video. You want me to just play the video?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'll talk about it. So this is a Halloween prop that Phil said we should pick up, and it was available on Target. It's not available anymore. So we figured, I looked at it in the garage, I figured, let me put the RGB matrix in it. That'd be cool. So I pulled it apart, took out these brackets. It has a light-up keyboard and tons of wires. The keyboard is mounted, the PCB is mounted to the keyboard in this like piece of acrylic that makes it edge lit, which is really neat. And then the actual effect here is a box with LEDs and a cutout for like a mouth, and then sandwiched in between these sheets of acrylic, is Pedro there coming out, is this black X-ray transparency sheet. And then this top piece is acrylic with mirrored film. So it's a see-through mirror. And really nice prop. I like it. I like the build, and really neat effect to kind of make this thing look like it's talking. It's just turning on and off a strip of LEDs in this mouth shape, so it looks like the skull is talking. It's a neat effect, but it doesn't look that great stock. But it was like 25 bucks. Great little enclosure for a display, like our RGB matrix display. So I grabbed our piece of black LED acrylic. I cut it out using a scoring tool, and I used a drill to just drill out those holes. And I used those pieces of acrylic to make my holes, like, just to mark them with a marker. And then I designed and 3D printed these brackets that are fitted precisely over the built-in standoffs. And then I can just screw those 3D printed brackets using the same screws into the posts there. And I also rewired the switch there, because it's a nice rocker switch, so that it turns on and off the power. I have it powered through a Power Boost 1000C using one of the stemma connectors there. And that's really it. Really, really quick builds. Unfortunately, we're not going to do a learn guide for it because this thing isn't available anymore. So what I'll do is I'll just release the CAD files on GitHub or somewhere, Thingiverse or Prusa printers. That way, if folks actually have this thing, they can build it. But other than that, I mean, the bracket's only going to fit this. But I guess you could use the brackets and stick it on a piece of foam or something else, because those are holes that you can screw into anything, any surface rather. So if you want to put on a piece of wood or something, or a frame or some other prop, like a coffin or a foam tombstone, you can do that.
Speaking of which
is what we're already doing. So
yeah, so we're going to modify this and have it as a frame, so everybody can get these foam gravestones for the yard. So one of the ideas we had, which we saw on Twitter from
shout out to Bugman, Nick Bugman. He 3D printed his own tombstone and put a phone, like an older phone, in the back there to play video. Thought it was a really great idea. So like, why don't we do that scaled up with a foam, cheap thing, not 3D printed, and then we'll just 3D print brackets to attach them out, or to attach the display here.
So we already had some tests on that, and I think it was M6 screws fit beautifully into foam.
Right. Yeah, we wanted to use the make-dos, but we lost them. But yeah, it fits to the back here. You can cut this out using whatever tool. Pedro, I think you used the foam cutter tool, or no?
Yeah,
just to make it really intricate. Want to be careful there not to break the edges. But what else can we talk about it?
For now, that's about it. We'll show the.
You want to go grab it, or no? We'll show that next week.
I think you have more stuff to talk about. It's already
attached to it here.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Let me quickly grab it.
And then I think I could power it off of this USB-C cable, or even the battery. We could probably power it off the battery. All right, Paige is gonna go grab it. It's in the other room. You're gonna have to kill time now. Thank you, Mark, for the congrats comment. Yay! That is great to hear. Learning Fusion and 3D printing. Yeah. Yay.
I can't find
That's
it.
That's great.
It was moved. I can't find it.
I'll find it real quick. It's literally like on top of the thing.
All right. So it's pretty cool. One of the things we're going to try doing is messing with the distance of it, just so we can have like a more holographic look to it. You know, like the spookiness of
we didn't
Ghost,
cut the hole
way
yet,
that looks like. We want to
so
make
we
sure
have it
that,
mounted to the back. It's nice and secured, but we didn't cut the hole out in this one.
Yeah, that one's just.
I think this was just for
mounting
testing, yeah,
purposes.
because it was already broken and all that. These are kind of cheap, so you do want to be careful with them. But hey, they're cheap. That's what you can do. You can buy another one.
Yeah, what I was just saying is that we want to play with the distance for it, so we can have like that holographic, spooky look on it, like a ghost would look like.
Yeah.
And there's some interesting workflows that we found out for creating the sprite sheets. Just using like the memojis on your iPhone, literally just puppeteering and then turning that into a GIF and then into a sprite sheet. Find a little workflow for that, so you can use or have GIFs that you can actually use.
For sure.
Without any copyright or anything like that.
Yeah. And then the way we're powering it, I guess I'll show you later, but we're using this connector here.
With a power boost.
With a power boost. So if we go in the overhead, we probably get a better look at it. The way it's secured here with these big old button style screws with a big pitch. And that's the power connector. So you can use this as a way to feed power into your Matrix Portal, which is great. So you can do that instead of having the thing here popping out. But yeah, very cool. Those are the 3D printed mounts. There are two pieces here because supports, right? No supports. But yeah, they use the mounting holes there that are built into the frame of the display. So that is what we are working on. That will be in 2 weeks, I think, because we want to line this up with something special. So there you go. I'll put this over here now on the floor. Okay.
One of the other things that you are prototyping as well, since there's a bunch, we keep talking about all the prototypes.
Another coffin. This is a 3D printed coffin. But there's something different on it. Let me plug it in. Should have saved that one for later. So,
doing some more CNCing with acrylic on this one and combining it with the monster, or the Hallowing.
Yeah, that's the Hallowing up there. Yeah, hello. So that's the monster, sorry.
Hallowing.
Well, the Hallowing M4. So it's got that nice high-res screen. This is a piece of black LED acrylic. And then there's some vinyl graphics here on the top there. It says Stay Spooky. 3D printed kind of base covering. The LEDs are mounted to this piece. There's a battery in the bottom there. You can switch out the battery if you want, and there's just a little battery connector there. There's a spot for on-off switch up there, and then you have your USB hole up there, so if you want to reprogram, you can. It's all done in Arduino using the Arcade library, and it's the M4 eyes code run in there, so you can run NeoPixels. The NeoPixels are actually wired into the NeoPixel port on the Hallowing. Hey, did you remember the Hallowing had a port? It has tons of ports, so let's take a look at it on the overhead. So there's the Hallowing mounted with some standoffs there, some screws, battery connector over there, and then that is pin 3 for NeoPixels. The NeoPixels are just these strips, mini skinnies in the back there, low density kind of, and rainbow, of course. The black, but yeah, not a custom shape. I mean, it's a custom shape, but it's just a square so that this thing can snap fit into. I'm going off frame because of, well, it's just the way it is, but there you go.
It's still prototype.
Yeah, it's still prototype. It looks a little bit better from afar because then the LEDs look more diffused. But yeah, there's always an issue lighting up a whole piece of something. You always need distance. And
like we were saying before, yeah, the distance on that's going to definitely add to the Tombstone project.
Yeah, and there's some more decals and details we can do, but I don't know. I think
yeah, one of the other things people keep mentioning is like having some servos on there so that you can have like the cracks like open up or close to like sort of reveal.
This one or this one?
I think that one. The we've seen
the Tombstone. Yeah, one. Yeah, for sure. You could do some servo control, stepper motor control, or just regular motor control. For sure. All right. Well, that's what we're working on.
That, in addition to all of the prototypes we've shown previous weeks, like the fairy wing.
Battery died on this?
I believe so. I didn't turn it off.
Yeah, so battery died. That's how long it lasts. Yeah. It was already dying anyway.
So there's still fairy wings on the works. There's a bunch of other things as well. So
for sure.
Definitely follow Adafruit and all of our social accounts. We'll always post some of the work in progress overview of what we're working on.
Cool. All right, let's take a look at the community makes this week. 3D printing every Tuesday. We got a Timelapse Tuesday this week. It's Halloween.
Another Halloween. Halloween.
I don't see the movie, so I'm just gonna have to click around. Sorry, folks. Nope. Nope. Where did it go?
That's
hiding. Oh, here it is. This looks great. It's using Hallowing M4. How about that?
Yeah. So this week's
fun.
remake.
Yeah. Tell us about the fail here and how that ended up being a good thing.
I was actually gonna saw or cut away at that eye socket that you see failing there.
Really?
So I could fit I could fit the monster mask in there and have two of the eyeballs going in there. But after that fail there, I was like, well, I'm just gonna add one eye now then, since it saves me some trouble in terms of cutting out the other eye socket. So yeah, we just stuck the Hallowing M4 Express in there, and it's a great way to add some life to an otherwise inanimate Halloween prop. And yeah, no supports definitely supports that failed on there.
Yeah, right.
Using the Black Silk PLA on here, and this is an excellent job by a designer here. We'll go to the Thingiverse. He has a couple of these different horned models. So you can get one that looks like a ram, or it's like curved. We'll show these in a little bit. But this is what it looks like. There is an additional piece that I was going to add onto the back. I was going to add it with like magnets, so you can pop the back of the skull on and off. Let me just adjust the camera there. And you have this really good, cool, like heart beating animation with the side lit LEDs on here. So you can add additional sort of, the only other thing I had to do was add like a cutout of, and yeah, that's a super simple little time lapse in using the Hallowing to bring it to life. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you got yourself a Hallowing M4 that are part of the GitHub repo, that are part of the project, so once you download it's called Cap Touch Demo. It doesn't work. There you go, I changed it to there's 3 or 4 different patterns. But yeah, it allows you to change, to use the Cap Touch, turn a 0 into a 1 in the code, and that turns it on. You can also see all of the tabs in the Arduino IDE, all of the different demos you can play with. There's servo control. There's heat sensing using the MLX 806 something. Lots of different options. There's this is a
light sensor.
A light sensor. I think I have it turned off right now, but it would when it senses that it's dark, it dims the screen. So there's lots of already built-in stuff. You just have to turn that 0 into a 1. It's like what I'm trying to say. It's like, you don't have to do all this work. It's just there. You just customize it to your liking. And if you don't like I do.
Some boards. Somebody releases that your tension sort of turns away from a lot of the existing boards.
For real, yeah. It's a great piece of hardware.
Yeah, so it has an IPS display, so check out the viewing angle on that.
Right.
It's really good. I think it's like the same ones that are used like in the watches.
Yeah. So if you didn't pick up an M4 and you still have the M0 Hallowing,
definitely
this year maybe go ahead and get the thing. Is it in stock? Let's take a look.
I believe it is.
My goodness, it's in stock and it's orange. Yes. Your pumpkin spice flavor. There it is.
Because everything else is orange.
Right, but boy golly, look at all this plug and play goodness. You got the NeoPixel port, a speaker port. That's the Molex Pico Blade connector that we're talking about. You got a stemma connector. This is a little bit chunkier, but it is a stemma connector. And then an additional 3-pin connector. What does it even do? I don't know. It's just an extra connector. Not labeled. Yeah, I don't know what it's for, but check out the learn guide and I'll tell you what the
I'm sure we knew at some point.
Yeah, here's the learn guide. And there's plenty of projects we've done with it. You can check it out. But this one gives you a nice idea of the ports here. Here you go. That is a sensor jack. So it's just a sensor jack, I guess. And then it's pin 2. And it has voltage and ground. And then the stemma is I2C. So this will work with another display or another sensor that's I2C. NeoPixel like over here. Here's your audio jack. There's your license. There's so much good stuff. And on top of that, it has touchpads. the built-in LEDs on the side.
I like that built-in power switch.
Built-in power switch, and then of course you can add Wi-Fi or Bluetooth by adding another feather wing on the back.
Yes.
So it's like, oh my gosh.
That is a big thing to highlight here. The ports on the back. You put an airlift in there. You got Wi-Fi one. Yeah, definitely.
Sweet.
They're so cool. And there are adapters, so like you were saying, the sensor port here. So if you want to adapt that to the smaller stemma QT, I believe we do have the cables. I remember seeing those on there.
Yeah.
In the shop for those.
It's all in there.
Yeah.
Excellent hardware. All right, so there's our Hallowing M4. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Our audio should be good now. Wirecast just quit. It literally just quit on its own and gave me an error. So I was like, I've already quit, sorry. So happy 300 Wirecast. I don't recommend the software. I just don't. Sorry. Use OBS. Why don't I use OBS? Because I'm trapped here. I have to use it.
No worries.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, folks. I really appreciate it. But yeah, great. I would switch to the website, but it's going to give you TumblrView, but it is what it is. We'll have a link to the Thingiverse page down in the description.
Yep. Yeah. Super cool print. It takes about, what was it? I think it was like 18 hours to print.
A couple days, 18 days. Sorry. I can't get over the funness here. Yeah, live streams, yeah, live demos, all of it. We wouldn't have a great episode without it crashing.
You know, it used to be a very long time where every episode ran buttery smooth, but as soon as we switch over to Wirecast.
I need to update my Wirecast, and I have to pay for it, but that's not too much of an issue.
All right, and with that, I think we are near the end of the show. That was Community Makes, last segment.
Yeah. Okay.
Plenty more coming up later today. It is Wednesday. We have a whole day packed full of shows later tonight. We got the show and tell.
Yeah, give me a second, because things are all over the place.
Show and Tells Now starts at 7:30, since we've whittled down away from the pandemic. A lot more people are returning back to work, and a lot of the big projects that wanted to be shown off that took usually an hour to get through. We've gotten through a lot of those, so we are back to doing 7:30, another half hour of show and tell. So if you stop by there, it happens on Yardstream.
Yardstream, I love it. StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yardstream sounds very fun, though. I'm gonna start calling it Yardstream. Also, Basecamp is now Bandcamp. Shout out to Liz. She just calls it Bandcamp, and I love it. So really the show started off with Lady Ada. She does it every Sunday. Last time was Sunday as well. Hacker Times, Random Hacker Hours, mostly at 9 to 10 p.m. So check those out on the YouTubes and the regular social channels. Every
Tuesday we have John Park's Product Pick of the Week, which you definitely don't want to miss. There is a ton of really cool projects that he's working on, as well as having automatic 50% off deals on a lot of the stemma boards. So definitely want to tune in during that hour.
He takes a good approach to it. How do you work with the software out of the box, and how to install things that you wouldn't know about the stemma connectors and stuff. All right, and then hey, here we are on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Same time. But yeah, after show and tell at 7:30 p.m. we'll do Ask an Engineer. We, meaning Lamar and Phil, will do the Ask an Engineer. So check it out. And then John has another show on Thursdays. Of course, John Park's Workshop, every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in to Make Code Minutes, live coding, live building, and more questions.
He's always open to suggestions on how to port things over to Make Code, so definitely tune in for that.
Yep.
Hang out in the Discord during the show.
Play the game of Where's Lars? And
that was a fun one.
Yeah.
And then on Fridays,
Deep Dive with Scott. Every Friday, 2 p.m., as Peter said. Get
also
a full deep dive.
Taking requests on some of the workflows that he uses. I think one of them last week was setting up a GitHub.
Sweet.
So definitely check out Scott. We're always open to suggestions as well. Always available on the Discord too for any questions.
All right, well, your guys' order to support the whole team. This is a pre-COVID photo. There's more folks there. And hey, we're keeping it safe. And we hope you stay safe too. We hope to see you tonight.
Don't forget to vote.
Oh yeah, I got the banner.
That banner. We'll be going later today after lunch. Drop off our ballots.
Excellent.
Definitely be sure to get everybody to vote. Do not stop pestering.
Yes.
To get this vote out.
Let's do it. All right, folks, with that, we'll see you later tonight. But until then, remember to make a great day. Bye, folks.
See you later tonight.